Hi, good morning. Well, the global cues weren't great to begin with. The US handover was just a tad bit weak, and a lot of this early rise in the Asia Pacific region were also trading a little weak at the start. But the Indian equity markets are building on the gains from yesterday's session, and the benchmark indices are gaining about 0.5% or between 0.4% and 0.5% at this juncture. The broader markets are not doing as well as they did yesterday. Perhaps to a certain extent, some of these stocks that have gone like they've really soared high, they're taking a bit of a breather. You have the midcap index that's gaining about 0.3%, and you have the small cap index that's gaining about 0.1% or thereabouts. Among the stocks that are really doing well in trade, among the Nifty 50 companies, you have quite a few companies that would benefit from reopening or easing of restrictions. Right on top of the screen, you have Titan, which is gaining close to 4% at this point and looking incredibly strong. Asian Paints also doing well, gaining over 2%. Then you have a few pharma companies that are doing quite well. Sun Pharmaceuticals up as much as 2%. Britannia up as much as 1.3%. Tata Motors doing well. Tata Motors, by the way, is going to be undertaking a price hike from today onwards at the factory level. And that is considered to be a positive because it can pass on those prices. Some of its passenger vehicles have been selling quite well. ITC also gaining over 1%, and Nestle doing quite well for itself, also gaining 1%. A couple of steel names are not doing so well. So you have JSW Steel, the biggest loser on the Nifty 50, down about 1.4%. And then you have the likes of Grasim, you have M&M Finance, UPL, ONGC, Hindalco, Tata Steel also losing ground. So the sectors that are doing well in today's session are the FMCG index, which is as a pack gaining about 1% or so. You have IT that's up about 0.7%, pharma that's up about 0.9%, and realty that's gaining about 1%. The laggards are the metal pack, which is one of the two sectoral indices, the major ones that are losing, down about 0.5% or so. And you have banks that are looking just a tad bit muted, gaining only about 0.1%. What will you look forward to today? So as of now, you've had domestic institutions that have just about managed to keep things stable with the buying that they've done, because the foreign institutions have been selling and selling very heavily. In yesterday's session, they sold over 1,500 crore rupees worth of equity on a net basis, and you had domestic institutions that bought around that same amount. So it will be keenly watched to see whether that continues, because globally there seems to be just a tad bit of a risk off trade. But remember that bond yields have come off sharply because there are questions about global growth. So if there is a value buying that starts picking up and a reorienting of strategy for the emerging markets and for the Asia Pacific region as a whole on account of what's happening in China, India could well benefit. That could pan out over the next few weeks. As of now though, foreign institutions have been consistent net sellers in the Indian equity markets. Among the earnings that you have to watch out for today, you have Bharti Airtel which will be keenly watched. You have Tata Consumer, which will be posting its results, and you have Adani Ports that is also going to be posting its results. All of them Nifty companies which will be keenly watched. That's more or less what you have. You could see gains maybe to a certain extent given up over the course of the day, and that would be par for the course, because a lot of the Asian markets at this point are looking a little